Hey friends, my name is Gracie Bell and welcome back to Sips and Stitches. I so appreciate you pressing play on my video, and I would love it if you would like and subscribe to my channel. Did December 2025 fly by, or did December 2025 fly by? I don't know what happened, how it happened, but at the very beginning of the month, I was recording a video to upload in December. I posted my first video, and then I had full intentions of recording this video at the end of last year to play while everybody was off on Christmas break. But because everybody was off on Christmas break and home at my house, I was just home and present. My daughter was home from college, the boys were home from school, my husband was off of work for vacation, and so it was really nice just to be the five of us and have our family in town and travel and all of those good things that you get to do for Christmas break. So I am recording my 2025 everything I knit, or most everything I knit in 2025 video, the first week of 2026, and that's okay. Not a big deal. I love watching these videos no matter what time of year it is, because I love the inspiration. I love learning about new yarns, seeing the colors, seeing the projects from a professional Ravelry photographer on an actual real life person. And I love getting inspiration. So I'm going to share a little bit about what I knit last year with you. So first thing is the disclaimer. You don't get to compare yourself to anybody else. You don't get to compare yourself to what I knit, what you knit. I don't get to compare myself to the people that knit 30 bajillion sweaters this year. You knit what you knit, and you should knit what you love. As we covered in a previous video, I pretty much only knit for myself because I just do. And I had a couple of gift knits this year that have already been gifted. And I'm primarily a garment knitter and a pretty monogamous knitter. I really only work on one big project at a time. Besides a pair of socks, I have one in my purse. I always have a pair of socks because they're that great on the go knitting project while you're waiting or waiting carpal, all of those things. So that's my disclaimer. And let's get started on talking about all the things that I knit last year. All right, last year, according to my notes, I knit 10 sweaters, 2 wraps, and a lot of socks. I did not do a good job last year at tracking my socks. My goal is to do better at that this year, and I'll talk about that in another video. But socks are always with me. I have a little travel bag with them just because they're so easy to travel with and pick up with. Like, we were waiting in line at In-N-Out in Nashville last week, and I just sat there and worked on my sock while I was waiting in line, and I was so glad I had it. And I don't know what like non-knitters do. What do non-knitters do when they're waiting in line? Just be bored, I guess. So anyway, that's my socks. This year I'm going to be better about it. But let's get started talking about the sweaters. First up, we have the Nebula sweater by Andrea Mowry. I'm now realizing I need a little model form next to me, but Nebula sweater. It's in the K&C Cloud Paca in pink. I love the color. The pattern was great to knit. Super beginner friendly pattern. It worked up really quick. I just don't love the yarn. I don't know if it's a blown yarn, and blown yarns just aren't for me. I know a lot of people love them. They're really light, they're bulky, they knit up fast, but I just don't love, I don't know. There's just something about the yarn that I am not a huge fan of. But I will be making this pattern again with maybe some blue clay or something a little bit thicker. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's just like the blown quality of it. But I do I do love the pattern. I love anything Andrea Mowry does. That's kind of a theme. But here's the Nebula sweater. Sweater number 1. Sweater number 2. We have Petite Knit Sunday sweater in this really beautiful heather color. It is drops air and brushed alpaca silk. And I, yet again, really like the pattern. Loved knitting it in the round. It was top down. It's a really great basic sweater. I love the color. Like, I get so many compliments whenever I wear this color. And this is one of my first knits for the year. And I don't think that the yarn, you can kind of see the pilling on it. I don't really think the yarn, I would say, it holds up as well. It's another blown yarn, and maybe that's, as you notice from these last two, maybe this is just a theme for the year. I don't know. But it hasn't worn as well, or maybe it's just me. It hasn't worn as well as what I thought it would have. To me, it doesn't look as clean and fresh. I probably need to get one of those pill gleaners. Is that what they're called? I probably need to get one of those and clean this off. But this was also a really great beginner pattern. It worked up super fast. Drops Air does grow a lot. So just FYI, when you block it, I knit the sleeves and they were, y'all, like all the way down to the tips. And so I had to rip it all out and pull it back. And the way I pulled it back, it has a little bit of a balloon sleeve. And I really kind of liked that. Like I love everything about the sweater, but the yarn's just not my favorite. So this is another one that I need to knit again out of a different yarn and see how I like it, but I still wear it. I still wear it all the time. It is so warm and so cozy and just a really great basic staple piece of my wardrobe, and great to throw in with jeans and boots and call it a day. And I really like it. So that's sweater number 2, the Sunday sweater by Petite Knit. I only knit one cardigan last year, and I did not realize I only knit one cardigan until I had everything laid out on my bed and I was checking my Ravelry and my Instagram, and I saw that I only had one cardigan. So that's something I'm going to fix this year. That's in another later video. But the one I do have is the Pressed Flowers cardigan by Amy Christoffers. I need to get a little form. So here we go. I love this cardigan so much. I use Farmer's Daughter fibers and Spin Cycle dyed in the wool yarn. I don't remember the colorway. I didn't write it down, but I'll make sure that is in the show notes. They change color so much, but I love it. Like, look how pretty the colors look. I had to do some yarn management to make sure the colors kind of blended and faded like I wanted them to, but I wanted something bright and springy, and I made this for Easter. And it's just so pretty, and I love wearing it so much. I love that I can wear it with so many different things. I can wear it over a dress. I can wear it over any color t-shirt because they're all in here. And it's just a really nice cropped length. And I had never done mosaic knitting before. This was my first try in it, and it is so easy. I would say probably easier than stranded color work. You still have to watch your floats, but not as intensely. I will say it feels like it grows slower than what you think it is, because you knit a row and then you have to move your yarn back to the beginning of the row. Like you knit back and forth because you're knitting with the two colors at the same time. So it kind of grows a little slow. But when it, like, all of a sudden it just, I don't say it kind of blooms, but I I love the flowers. I loved watching the pattern develop. It's just one of the best patterns. So if you've never knit color work before and want to give it a try, I totally can recommend it. It is, I believe it's bottom up. I don't remember. I have to look at the pattern, but the sleeves are set in. Um, no, I lied. The sleeves are not set in. So you pick up the stitches and then you just knit around. But so anyway, this is the Pressed Flowers cardigan by Amy Christoffers. So y'all knit this too. All right, let's talk the Sabai tank because I made it and everybody else made it. It's kind of like the Sophie scarf of summer tops, but here we go. It is with Sandusgarn Lena. I don't remember the color. It's a cotton yarn, so it is super lightweight. We went to Italy for my daughter Katie's senior trip this past summer, and this thing came with me everywhere, and I love it. It was great to pack, great to throw over everything. One thing I can say about the pattern, and multiple people have said this, is the armhole depth. It is really long. At least it is for me. Maybe I just don't need as much depth there. So I decreased the amount that I knit, and I still had to seam up some on the side, which is not that big of a deal. You can tell a little bit, see my seams a little bit on the side, but it's right underneath my armhole. Like, nobody's going to pay attention. But I'm going to tell you to make this. I probably want to make another one for myself in another color, like a brighter, fun summer color, and wear it again this summer. So I can 10 out of 10 recommend it. It knits up super fast, especially because it doesn't have any sleeves because it's a summer top. So y'all need to make this Sabai tank by Suzanne Mueller. I think I forgot to say that. So there's this. And in another sweater this summer, which is very unlike me. I usually don't knit summer things, but this was my airplane project, my all over Italy project, and that is the Avenue T by Tori Yu. And I used Emma's yarn. I believe it's Barking Up the Wrong Tree. I'm going to double check that. But I really enjoyed this sweater. It is just such a great basic sweater. Tori is just a very thoughtful designer. Her patterns are very well written. Just, and it's, to me, it's the little details that she puts in her designs that make all the difference and that elevate something that looks really basic, and it just elevates it just a little bit more. Like, I love the ribbing that's at the shoulder. It's just a little bit to where it makes it interesting, but it's not over the top, and it's just a really great basic that you can pair with anything. So that's the Avenue T. I probably could also knit this in like 3 or 4 other colors. It's such a wardrobe staple that you can throw over everything. And the yarn is merino. I believe it's merino. So I think it would also be really great in like in a cotton blend as well. That would be even lighter weight for the summer. So the Avenue T by Tori Yu. We have the H Sweater by Beatrice Mace. And this was my very first fingering color work all over sweater. I don't know that I would necessarily choose to do fingering weight color work sweater all over again, but at least not for a while, I do really like the sweater. I loved the geometric nature of this sweater. So much color work that we have is florally and flowy. And so I really liked the lines and I loved the colors of this sweater. I did add some elastic to the top neckline, and that's kind of a game changer. At least it was for this sweater. Kind of cinched everything up and everything just sits in its place a little bit better. I use Madeline and Tosh yarn. I'll look up the colorways. I know it's a common theme. But the yarn's a little bit heavier. I probably should have chosen something a little more lightweight, but I love Madeline Tosh yarn. Like the yarn, it softened up so much once it was blocked. The colors are beautiful. I always get compliments whenever I wear the sweater. So I'm going to tell you to make it, but it's fingering weight, so I'm going to tell you to be careful. So that's the H Sweater by Beatrice Mace. It's the Christmas sweater that was not intended to be a Christmas sweater, and that is the Lumi sweater. And the only reason people said it's a Christmas sweater is because it's green, but it's not. It's Cascade 220 in Forest Heather and Heather Gray, and it is by Sari Nardlin. I don't think I said that at the very beginning. I love this sweater. I love making the sweater. I love how quickly the color work went on this sweater. I love how classic the color work is. It's just a great, great sweater. I would totally make again, and I think I would make it in a lighter main color and a darker color work just to mix things up a little bit. I did modify the sleeves on the chart some. The way that the decreases were working with the length of the arm sleeve, the chart was going to not work, be too long. So I just cut a little bit of it off. I didn't do all of the color work, but I really like it. I worn this sweater a ton, will continue to wear this sweater all winter because it is Cascade 220 wool and it is super warm. And because where I live in southern Indiana, as I'm looking outside and it's blue skies and rainbows and 60 degrees, 2 days from now it can be 20 and snowing. Who knows? But I'm going to wear this a lot this winter. So we have the Lumi sweater by Sari Norland. I'm going to tell you to make it along with everybody else that has made the sweater because it's a great one. It's my actual Christmas sweater. And this is the Home for Christmas sweater by Morgaine. I love this sweater so very much. I use Knit Pick Swish DK, and in the pattern, she says to put the cars in red, but I put them in brown because they just reminded me of Clark Griswold and him carrying his tree from the Christmas Tree Farm. And Christmas Vacation is my favorite Christmas movie of all time. So I was so excited to make this sweater, and it was so cute. Is so cute. I wore it all the month of December. People probably got tired of seeing me in the sweater, and I might wear it when it snows again, just for kicks. But it was so fun. It just screamed to me like classic Christmas sweater, and that's what I wanted this Christmas. I might consider knitting it again if I could figure out how to make it a cardigan. That was the only thing. Like, I could have seen myself wearing this daily with all the things if it had been a cardigan. So, also in future plans in another video, I'm going to talk about a Christmas sweater, and that one next year I may do a cardigan. Haven't totally decided, but Christmas sweater 2025, home for Christmas, aka Clark Griswold sweater. But I love it so much, I need to make it too. Let's talk about what I'm wearing because it is also a finished object for 2025, and that is a sweater number 20 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. I use Barocco Vintage in a cream color to knit the sweater, and I did not knit it as oversized as the sweater is that they call for. I wanted it a little bit more tailored and fitted. I didn't want this oversized, and I love it. I wear it so much. It is super warm. It's just a great knit. I'm wearing it today with jeans. I can wear it with nice pants. It is just it's just the best sweater. It's a great V-neck. To me, it's just that kind of classic cable knit sweater designed. Yet again, I also wish I could have figured out how to split it down the middle and make it a cardigan too. But that's another modification for another day. I can also totally recommend this pattern as well. The cables were pretty easy to memorize. They were pretty intuitive. And if you know how to cable without a cable needle, the whole thing flies by. So I'm going to tell you also to knit this. This is sweater number 20 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. Technically, this one I may or may not have finished in 2026. I finished weaving in the ends whatever day the Ole Miss Georgia game was. I think that's the first New Year's Day. So that's when I finished this knit. So technically it was a 2026 finish, but most of it was knit in 2025. And that is the Stephen West Mystery Musicale from this year. And so that's one end. And this is another end. I used a chick that knits yarn. I don't remember the colors. It was a kit that she had. I can tell you, Lollybrock is the dark blue. Dawn, early light. I'm going to have to put in the show notes because I'm bad at remembering color names. But I loved knitting this shawl. I think it is probably the garment that I am the most proud of through the whole year. Because I learned so much, it stretched me to try something new, try something different that I had never done before. And for the price of of the pattern, which was like $10, $12, you got a master class from Stephen West because you got all of the videos that talked you through every single step of the way. And I think that was the best part. I learned so many new skills. I had never done welts before. I've done brioche, but not this much brioche. And I just learned so much. And I think that's why I am so proud of this. I think it's probably the thing that I'm the most proud of that I made this last year. I have not worn it. Obviously, I just finished it. So I know I will wear it. I'll wear it a ton. It'll live in my purse. It'll get thrown over my shoulders. It is just, to me, it's just a beautiful knit. There was a little bit of controversy on because the sides are so different. One's very geometric and one's very flowy. But when you have it on, you don't notice it. It kind of goes with like the different movement of music and all that stuff. But I am really proud of this. This is probably the knit that I can say that I've made that's like most like a work of art. Because I think a lot of times as fiber artists, as knitters and crocheters and spinners, we don't really consider what we make as art. And it is. It's artwork, just the way that we put colors together and stitches together. I think because it's in general, it's wearable and something that we just throw on and we wear. There's socks that are on my feet that I made. I don't think we think of it as art, and it really is. And I know as a knitter crocheter, I don't give myself as much credit as what I should and what I create. My non-knitting friends totally think I do art, but I don't think we think of ourselves as fiber artists as much as we should. So this is a Stephen West Mystery Musicale. I'm going to tell you to do it. I'm going to tell you to make this one because you can go back and get the videos. I'm going to tell you to do the one next year. I haven't decided if I'm going to do the one next year. It's going to kind of depend on my project queue. It's during the month of October, and I probably should have started my Christmas sweater a little bit earlier. So I'm just going to have to do some creative management this year and what I choose to knit that time of year. And so I can work on this because it's the same amount of work as a sweater. So I really loved this knit. I'm really proud of it, and I'm going to tell you how to make it yourselves. I made 2 shawls this year. Did not intend on making 2 shawls, but I did. And the first one I made was a Seaside Holiday Wrap, and that is by Diane Brown. And I used my Suburban Stitcher Advent that I got in 2024. It was made to go with this pattern, so it's a fade, and I love how you have the sky all the way to the sand. I love the simplicity of the feather and fan on both ends. You've got a really cute jellyfish. Look how cute he is in the middle. And this was my wrap that I wore all over Italy. It was great for throwing over my shoulders when I went into a cathedral or a restaurant. It folded up and went in my purse really easily. And it's just super lightweight and it's not huge. Like it's just a really great, easy shawl. And I think the colors, honestly, the fade is really what makes the whole thing. So, Seaside Holiday Wrap. Okay, that's a wrap on my 2025 knits. Thanks so much for walking through memory lane with me today. We had a big season of transition and change in my family this last year, and I'm so thankful that knitting was my constant companion through it all. I learned so much through my knitting. I was able to stretch myself and grow, and I'm really excited to keep learning and trying new things in 2026. As you can see back in the corner, I am renting a wheel from somebody and learning how to spin, and that's been really fun. I told my husband I can't explain why it's fun, but it's just fun. And I love watching the colors come together and learning something new. So, cheers to learning new things in 2026. And I would love it if you would like and subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Instagram at Gracie Knits and Pearls as well. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching.